welcome back to my channel. My name is Katrina, and today I want to share with you the renovations we've been doing in our kitchen. So it wasn't exactly intentional, the fact that we renovated the bedrooms and then the living room and then now the kitchen. It was more that we were trying to do the renovations or anything that we wanted to do inside before the weather got nice, and we turned our attention to doing all of the outside projects. So that kind of put a bit of a push on, and my dad is always my willing volunteer or voluntold, but he was very happy to help, and so I told him I really wanted a dishwasher and I wanted to know if he thought that we could make it happen. Luckily, we had a cupboard that we actually didn't store pretty much anything in because of rodent problems. And so I wasn't really losing any space in my kitchen by putting in a dishwasher. So really, I had nothing to lose if my dad thought that it could be done. And my dad is very good at plumbing and electrical, though he had never installed a dishwasher before. So it definitely was a challenge. But my dad's good at anything he sets his mind to, and he did a fantastic job, first having to make space for it, and then having to do all the plumbing and electrical. He also did have a lot of help, or at least you could call it help. Maybe we should call it supervision. As you can see, Henry was also into everything, so it made it more interesting trying to get things done with both boys in the house getting into everything. The good news is when you live in an old trailer, you don't mind if you have to have wires running through your house. Putting in a dishwasher meant that my dad had to put a new breaker into the panel box and run wires from, unfortunately, the very back of the trailer all the way out to the kitchen. But he did a good job of just attaching it up on the wall, and so we got that run up to it, and then it was time to work on the plumbing. Of course, being next to the kitchen sink, it was no problem to just tie it into that area. My dad also discovered that there was some leaking going on from our sink itself, so he was able to fix that as well. So we, benefited from more than even just having a new dishwasher. My dad likes to make everything level, and when you put in a dishwasher, it has to be level so that it drains. But the trailer itself is anything but level. It's really slanted and kind of rotting on the one side, so it looks really crooked in the actual cupboard there, but that's how it had to be. And it's kind of funny because it definitely bothers my dad. He doesn't like to put things in that don't look right. It looks really crooked, but that is level, so that's why it looks that way, because it had to be installed level. Whoa! Woo! Beautiful! Look at that! It's got a dishwasher!
See the baskets, they open up like this, and then you put the dishes in.
It definitely took us a bit of playing around to figure out that you have to press all of the buttons and then close it to make it work. So once we figured that out, then the dishwasher was functional and we were very happy, other than the fact that we didn't have dishwashing soap in the house. Yeah, kind of a oversight on my part, but we eventually got dishwashing liquid and we were actually able to use the dishwasher. Of course, now there is a new novelty because of the dishwasher, so I have given Levi the job of taking the cutlery and putting it in the drawer, which is quite easy to do because we just have one container for it, and he's doing a very good job. Yep. Yep.
That looks like my food.
Ah, I think it is. I also was finding that the high chair was not working in the area that it was in. Henry was dropping food on the floor and it was going into the mat that is the front door, really. And so, we were stepping on banana and such in the mat and it was getting hard to clean. And I just thought it would be really nice if he was sitting on the other side of the table. However, to do that, we needed to move the dresser and microwave that were sitting over there. And there isn't a lot of places in this kitchen to move them to, so I had to get a little creative. So I looked around the kitchen and I thought, where can I put this microwave? And after doing some measuring, I decided that this cabinet right here was a good spot to put a microwave. Now I have to say I had to convince my dad because it doesn't look like it would fit there, but I measured and I was pretty sure I could make it fit. I also dislike this cupboard because it is so hard to access. It goes back, as you can see, as far as my arm can reach, and the shelves are quite narrow, and it's just terrible for storing stuff in. What you end up having is stuff buried in the back, and you can only get to the stuff in the front. So I wanted to do more than just have the microwave over there. I wanted to fix the problem of this cupboard. So my idea was to cut a hole in the cupboard on the side where the hallway is so that I could access the back of the cupboard through the hallway. And as for doors, use the ones that we had taken off where we put the dishwasher. Of course, first job was to empty everything out so that we could actually take everything apart, and then start moving the thermostat because that was also in the way to put the doors on the side, and then start cutting things and putting everything together.
What are you working on, Levi? Oh, you got the big opus washers. Oh yeah, you like the big clip.
And here you have it. The microwave installed right in the cupboard. Look at that. You would almost think that it was made to fit there. And my dad, for this cupboard here, he just cut the bottom part off, so you can see that the trim is not on there, but you don't really notice that because the trim is still on the top. So he just cut it and dropped it down. So now that we have the microwave over here, we have a lot of reorganizing to do. I've thrown some of the stuff just in the cupboard, but like it needs to be reorganized. This is the side, so that needs to be reorganized. And we're taking this out of here, so everything in there needs to go somewhere. I also, with the dishwasher, need more room for extra dishes, so I need to reorganize this space. I also will be able to access these cupboards better, so I'd like to reorganize them. Right now they're very hard to open. And probably reorganize here, because I mean, like, kind of overflowing. So now that the place is looking so much better, it's time to get things organized. Let's get this place more functional and have it be more of what I'm wanting in a kitchen. So I went through all of my Tupperware and containers only a few months ago, and I still seem to have a lot. And I need to find a spot for all of these. So some of them are going to go in the cupboard, and some of them are going to go in the back room because I don't want to get rid of all of them. Because there's times when, you know, in the summer I like to freeze things and stuff like that. But I don't need all of them. So I am also going to get rid of this pile. I've decided to keep mostly just the glass containers in the kitchen, and I think I'm going to put them back above the stove. I had them there once before and didn't mind it, so I'm just going to make some room for that and then take some of the water bottles and things that are above the stove and put those also in the back room. So this pile here is all of the stuff that's going into the back room. I hope I can fit it all and make it organized, but at least it will free up my kitchen, and then hopefully once the rabbits aren't in the back room anymore, I'll have more space back there, and then that will be a future better organized space as well. So this area here, I really want it to be kind of like the breakfast nook, you know, the toaster, the cereal, the tea, that sort of thing, all to be there. So I just want to get it nice and organized and have it really function as that sort of a space. Now time to finally get this new cupboard all the way organized, and then I will give you guys the final reveal of how everything is looking now. Alright, here is how it looks now. I decided to store glass containers above the stove so that way we would still have some storage containers. I'm keeping some baby things in this cupboard, some glass jars just because that way it's convenient, and a few water bottles. In the next space over here, I just organized my cups and plates and bowls a little better, and I decided to add this basket with all of the kids' stuff in it. So it's not messy, it's easy to pull down and grab something out of, but I can put it away and it looks tidy. This here is the breakfast space. I'm really happy with how this turned out. We have got the cereal, the bread, the oatmeal, all the condiments for toast, the toaster, everything is all together. It's nice and neat, and it's a good space just to make breakfast and keep the mess over there. Above the breakfast area, I cleaned up this cupboard. It's not as nice as I would like it to be, but it sure has a lot less stuff in it than it did before. And down below, I just organized that a little better. The few items that I did have where the dishwasher is now, I put in there, as well as added my potatoes in there because Henry gets into them, and a few of our small appliances and some other kitchen items. And now for our newly renovated cabinets. So from the hallway, you can see we moved the thermostat. We put in these two doors that were originally from the dishwasher, and my dad cut a hole in the side of the wall just so that way the microwave would have a vent still. And yeah, that works out really well. If you open this up behind the microwave, I put just some bulky containers because that seemed like a good spot to store a few things. And then at the front, so looking at the top shelf, I put all of my condiments there, and then I use the back side of it, so using the hallway side, to store some of the extra condiments that we don't use all the time. So kind of a pantry area, but for similar items, so it kind of makes sense. Looking again at the front, I did add this wire basket for bags. We used to have one down at the bottom. It was very bulky and had to have part of the shelf cut out so that it would fit. And really I only need a few bags in there, so I was happy to just add this in. On the second shelf, we did that for snacks, so everyone's got their own container. Some of them are accessed from the front, and then some are accessed from the hallway. So the next shelf down is all my ingredients for baking, and the bottom shelf is just some trays and baking pans. And just another look here. I'm so happy to have the dishwasher in here. It makes such a big difference. My counters stay cleaner because the dishes can go into the dishwasher. And I also love having the space for the high chair over here. It's working out really well. And we did end up moving the dresser into the living room, and that's working out okay, so I'm happy. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, I would love it if you would subscribe. It does really help my channel. And feel free to share my videos. That also helps me to grow. And I appreciate all of you who are returning subscribers. It means a lot to me that you watch my videos. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!